June is a very important month. On June 25th, we all are going to celebrate the birthday of our dear friend and beloved Anthony Bourdain.
And
June 25th.
in Spanish, this is on June 25th, we are celebrating Anthony Bourdain's birthday. And we want all of you to celebrate Tony's life.
By cheering to Tony anywhere you want, with anyone you want, and we will be using the hashtag Bourdain Day and cheer to Anthony. Cheer to you, Anthony.
In Spanish, this is hashtag Bourdain Day, okay? In case you don't understand French. So, let's celebrate his life.
Yes. Cheers.
Happy birthday,
Cheers.
Tony.
Happy birthday, Tony. That was for Tony.
Spanish, we are always better. For Tony.
Para él. Cheers.
Eric and Jose, thank you for just carrying out Anthony's legacy and for creating this hashtag so more and more people can live his legacy and experience it just as he would want us to.
Yeah, most definitely. When you think of friendship, you really could not find two greater friends that he could have had. They cared about him in such a way that they had a love that was just everlasting, and he was extremely lucky to have the both of them. They were special, special people for him, just through just being just like researching him daily. You just kind of know that he loved them so much, the both of them, that they should definitely just feel just extreme joy, because he definitely just now cared about them above all others.
So let's lift our glasses. Let's drink.
All right.
Oh, you're still drinking. Fifth, we celebrate Anthony Bourdain on his birthday, hashtag Bourdain Day. So do a video of his favorite drink, the Negroni. Go to one of his restaurants. It was featured on his show. Read a book. There's all kinds of stuff. Let me do this first. So one of my business partners made this, well, a collaborative partner. So cheers and celebrate Anthony Bourdain on Bourdain Day. So here's some ideas. Plan a trip, volunteer your time, support a mom and pop restaurant, binge Bourdain on TV, and read a Bourdain book. Guys, take it away. How are you going to celebrate?
Mary?
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to celebrate with a Negroni, and we'll probably make one of his famous recipes, but I love the idea of supporting a local shop as well. So I'll probably try to find one of my favorite local restaurants here to go and support in his honor.
So I'll kind of go what I'm going to do on Saturday. I'm going to go to Olvera Street. It's the oldest street in LA. I think it's even the oldest street in California. And so it's a little community like you're in downtown Mexico City or Cabo, and all these different vendors. You could actually go to my podcast at Where's Sydney Now, where you could actually check out my National Taco Day event. And so I'm going to Cielito, Lindo, which is the best taquito on the planet and one of Anthony Bourdain's favorites. So how about you, Danny?
Yeah, I'm definitely throwing around still. So here we are Wednesday, but I have a bunch of different things that are possible because I've got a lot of just telephone calls out where I'm throwing around a couple things. Like I was telling Mary about an hour ago, my plan is going to definitely try to go to one of his spots that he stopped at here in Boston. That's a incredible seafood restaurant that just he absolutely loved and was part of the 2011 show that he did with No Reservations. Mm-hmm. Then I'm hoping to possibly though it's going to be difficult because it's a 2-hour drive, just now to make my way down to Provincetown, where he got his start back in 1972. And I'm going to try to hit the Lobster Pot, which was one of his absolute favorites. Then I'm going to try to go to just now the Spiritu's Pizza, which is one of his good friends' pizza place that before they moved, they've now moved to another location. But the first location, he was known basically when he didn't have anywhere to sleep, he would stay in the pizza joint, and just definitely looking forward just to try to hit those 2 spots. Now, he started, of course, with the flagship restaurant where he was a dishwasher, but unfortunately the flagship is no longer. So the 2 that I'm going to try to hit are going to be those 2.
So what else would you like to add as far as Anthony and how he's touched your lives?
I think what I just have always admired the most about Anthony was that he just embraced every moment. And, you know, when you were watching him, you felt like you were experiencing these amazing dishes with him, or that you knew these people that he was interacting with. You felt like you were just there with him, and he embraced everything, you know, whether it was a delicious meal or a good glass of wine or a Negroni, or he embraced every single day and everything that he encountered. And he was just such an amazingly authentic person.
Danny?
Yeah, most definitely. The 2 things that always stick out definitely whenever that I do my research with him, which is on a daily basis, just look at the names of his 2 shows. He went to parts unknown. He went to the places that most of us will never get to. Then he went to places where he didn't need a reservation, meaning that he never made a reservation. He showed up at places that he wanted to show up at that looked interesting to him. Then he met local people who are the real people within these communities that a lot of these travel shows would never even consider when they brought their shows to these places. He brought the real people to us, which is why I think that he resonated so well with so many.
And Mary, I don't think you heard my story. Danny and I talked about it last time. So I was a chef for 25 years, and very similar to Anthony. I did the chef thing, left that, and started a career in travel. And because of, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. Because of Anthony Bourdain, I've started this podcast a couple years ago, and it has been an amazing ride. And to have you 2 on, and so many different foodie tribe, and just those who shared the passion for what Anthony was doing. I'm just so grateful. I mean, to be a part of his legacy and to carry on his legacy. I mean, how amazing is that? And he probably had no idea how many people loved him for everything he was doing.
I love that, Cindy. And we're so grateful for you that you have this podcast and carry out his legacy every single day.
Yeah, definitely. Just my biggest, just what I'm trying basically now more than ever. Many of my favorite comments that I get daily, they're from younger people that will tell me, geez, I never knew who he was, but because of your TikTok, now I know who he is. That to me just really, really just helps me to keep going, because there can be many, many days where I look at the comments. There are many that are negative, where you just get a little bit discouraged at times. but it's comments like those that definitely make me want to try to take it just definitely to another level with a younger group of people that may have never been able to experience him while he was alive.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And so how long have you had the TikTok?
Just about a year now. Just a brief kind of a backstory. There were all these videos that I had just like within my telephone, meaning that my cell phone, because my wife and I, we've been lucky enough within the last 10 years, just basically just not to travel, just not to many beautiful places. So I had all these videos that were within my phone that just myself, just every once in a while, just would like scroll through to watch them. When I found out about TikTok, just said, why don't I throw these videos up there just so people may be able to enjoy the videos that I have, the places that I've been to. So when I started my channel, that was really what I was doing, more like a travel channel and just like a place basically to put all of my videos. But I had always been a huge Anthony Bourdain fan. So one day when I did my Marseille, just like travel video, what I said to myself, geez, I remember this great quote that Bourdain had for Marseille, France. Now I just put a picture right on the screen with my video. Then I voiced that quote. My videos back at that time, which is about a year ago, they were averaging like maybe 100 views or 200 views. It just really wasn't just like reaching that many people. And so I didn't really think anything of it. And when I checked back with that video, like a couple hours later, that video had a few thousand views, which definitely was a significant amount more than what my normal videos would have done. So I said, why don't I take my Sicily video with another Bourdain quote, then do it again. And so I did it again. Then the numbers just went up a little bit more and they went up a little bit more. Then I started to receive many comments that said, you sound just like a little bit like you have his cadence. Just now the timing, where I think because of that, that might make it resonate more with people than just that might be the reason why that it resonates. There are many people that will say to me, you're trying just now basically to read like him, which is not the case. This is the way that I talk. This is the way that I read, meaning that when I voice these quotes, this is me just voicing his quote. Now, if I sound somewhat like him, that's just the coincidence. But in my opinion, that might be the reason why that it resonates.
So your address is TOPCELLI Traveler?
Yes.
That's your URL? Okay. Put that on here. Mary.
Yeah.
Tell Danny how you celebrate and how you want to collaborate with him.
Oh my gosh, Danny, you are amazing. So
Thanks.
I am a major foodie, and just like you, I love Anthony Bourdain, and I don't know, I think that we can definitely find some fun ways to collaborate. I am a wine girl, and I think that we can totally see Cindy has hers. Totally just kind of collaborate on this and share his legacy. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, most definitely. Whenever that that now you can team up with definitely like-minded people that definitely share this, just like love of Anthony Bourdain. You just like that's definitely will bring it definitely to a bigger audience, which is always what we're just trying to do here, because you just want to keep his legacy going, because it's so easy when just like a person passes, where before there was no way really to keep a legacy alive. Maybe you had a book, maybe you could just, there was a television program that would come on, but there was nothing like what we have today, where you can really keep a person's legacy alive. You can't make a difference with others' lives just until you make a difference with everybody that you care for. Meaning that start with your people and then definitely try to branch out from there.
Wow. I think what I'm going to do on Saturday over at Cielito Lindo, I'm going to find someone in line behind me and pay for the taquito and tell them that I'm celebrating Anthony Bourdain's life.
That's
Wonderful.
amazing. So, a little bit about me. I am from Kansas City. I'm a Midwest girl. I have 2 young kiddos, and I'm a wife. I stay at home with my kiddos. I have a business background, a strong social media background, and a lot of passions in my life. I love food. I'm a foodie, you guys. Not only do I love trying new foods and really appreciate foods and new flavors, but I love to cook, and I love to share my cooking expertise with everybody, with all my loved ones and with people in the world. My absolute favorite thing in the world is traveling. I love to travel. I love to see new places. I wish I lived in the mountains, or maybe on the beach, probably. But I love to travel. I love to go on new adventures. And I love to share my travel tips, things that I've learned along the way. And guys, that's what this is about. I'm clearly a multi-passionate woman, and I cannot wait to share those passions with you. Tips to trying new foods, to travel tips and adventures that I go on while traveling, to exploring new cities, Airbnbs, reviews, having experts on. I want to add an extra chair right here and have experts come on and help me with my YouTube channel and share their expertise with all of us. Can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited to get back to doing something creative and combining all of my passions into one big project. It is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you're here.
Hey everybody, Marlo Anderson here, founder of National Day Calendar, and I'm giving a shout out to Cindy Lee, Bucket List Coach Web Show. She has an amazing show, and if you have anything on your bucket list that you want to maybe do in your life, I think Cindy Lee is a great person to get a hold of for that. Well, and the potential to learn things on her show. Or I'm guessing she'd love to hear from you and arrange a bucket list type of experience. So get a hold of Cindy Lee, be on her show, or just organize something around a bucket list item that you have.
Now I'm right down about a block and a half away. Cielito, Lindo. So this is Anthony Bourdain's favorite spot for taquitos. They've been around since 1934, and definitely follow them on Instagram. Of course, and a little taquito with guacamole.
Yeah, we're gonna have a taquito, the 2-beef taquito with the avocado.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else, miss?
Some ice cold water, please.
There you go. Here's the card again.
Woohoo! There you go, guys. That looks beautiful.
The great Anthony Bourdain once said, "There was sand, there were palm trees, and when we descended from the plain, the balmy, tropical heat was exactly what I'd been hoping for."
The great Anthony Bourdain once said, "A young chef once asked if I'd sign a grease-stained food
and smeared copy of my book, which I was all too happy to do. The greasier the better. Somebody shoves a book to be signed in my direction, and it's covered in food. I know it's from the home team. When I think of an appropriate quote for this day, I always come back to this one, because I think that if he could talk to us now, he would want us to know this. The great Anthony Bourdain once said, "If you feel in your heart, if you have reason to believe that you can be awesome at something, and be better at something than everybody else, and do something unique that will astound and terrify people, and bewitch them, do that."
Wow. You should be very proud, Danny.
You should. That's amazing.
Oh, thank
And
you.
don't listen to any of those, because what attracted me to your TikTok is the way that you say things on your TikTok. How about you, Mary?
Yeah. So I actually met Danny through Cindy, but same, just the way that you speak and quote it, just, as people have said before, but I love how you speak. And I don't know, I love how you're carrying out his legacy. I just think you're doing amazing
Thank you
things,
very
Danny.
much. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And it's just definitely an honor to hear that, because you always just don't really know whether you're resonating, because you definitely get comments that are good, bad, but just now to hear it definitely feels good, because it's just keeps you going. Because on certain days, because on TikTok, you have to show up every day. When you take off a day, the algorithm knows it. Like the algorithm definitely, just my case, that now just I know what TikTok wants me to do, meaning that when I go outside of that, you can almost tell that TikTok's not really looking for me to do that. They want the same thing day after day after day that's worked before, meaning that it's always a challenge, because you say to yourself, geez, I might have done it yesterday, but can't do it again today. Just there's a lot that goes into just kind of just having just like somewhat the confidence just now to keep coming back, because there are certain days you just don't feel it. So, yeah.
You're doing amazing.
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
you are.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
And we're
Surely,
going
thank
long
you.
today, but that is okay, because I'm just blessed with two amazing friends of abundance here who are sharing the love for Anthony Bourdain. So I like to shout out actually to your sister.
Yeah, my
I've
sister's
never
a good
met
kid.
her, but she's pretty amazing, and she supports both of us. And I just want to do a shout out to her. What would you like to say about your sister?
Yeah, Tina has been definitely my rock for many, many years. We lost our mother when Tina was only 9 and I was 12,
wow.
when my mother had just like back in the 80s with the breast cancer, there wasn't much that they could do. So my mother definitely lived longer than most who had her just like stage, just that very developed, just like stage that my mother had. But just definitely my mother passed when just was only 38 years old. So
Oh, wow.
just me and Tina, definitely, we've been just basically extremely close because of all the things that we've been through. That just Tina is so supportive, and definitely don't know quite where I'd be without her. So definitely
Well,
shout
thank
out
you.
Tina.
Anybody else you'd like to shout out? And then we'll go to Mary.
Yeah, like I always want to shout out just now my wife, who is just very, very supportive day after day after day. Then whenever you see cooking videos within my videos, that's not me cooking, that is her. So
Awesome.
just now the cooking that you see, just that's all done by my wife, Marianne, where just many of my videos would not have the same visual aspect definitely without her. And so I always want to shout out her as well.
That's awesome. Mary?
So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Danny. I'm going to just shout out my sister. That really touched me, and I feel like I should. She's 5 years older than me, and we are very fortunate to have our parents living, but she's one of my best friends, and I am so thankful for her and for the relationship that we have. And then my husband, Nat, because just like you, Danny, like the just the support of a spouse is
Right.
incredible, especially we have
Yeah.
2 young kids, Ari and Kala, and that he supports me in my endeavors, even if they sound crazy, is amazing.
Yeah.
And then finally, my bestie, Wesley, have to
Woohoo!
shout out Wesley, who actually introduced me to Cindy originally, and he's a fellow foodie, so I know him and Sean will be celebrating this weekend as well. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
I definitely want to just give a big shout out over to Cindy, because
Yes.
just there are days when I say, how is Cindy doing 2 more shows, and she's putting this up and putting that up, and I'm like, this is just, it seems like Cindy never sleeps, where you could just go like it's Eastern time, and I'm going like, how is Cindy up right now? And she still is. And it's just definitely thank you, because you do a lot that just definitely keeps legacies alive, which is just, there aren't many people doing what you do.
Oh,
That
stop.
makes
You're
it
making me cry.
special within itself. So
I agree.
Wow. Wow, guys. Oh my God. What do I have to say about Danny and Mary? All I got to say is thank you to social media. Thank you to TikTok and Facebook and my community at National Day Calendar. I mean, I've been sharing National Day Calendar for, I think since 16. And I do a special video on TikTok every single day about National Day Calendar. Like a day like today, I do it later because I have some podcasts, but it's just so amazing to be connected with people. In Hawaii, we call it Ohana family. So it's just, this is a really great community and family. And as always, I like to talk about a little pay it forward. How will you pay it forward on Bourdain Day?
Mary.
Yep. Yeah. I think I really want to find a local charity that I can volunteer some time at this weekend. This week, if it doesn't happen this weekend, definitely next week. But that is my intention to find somewhere. I love to volunteer and find a local organization to do that with.
That's awesome. Danny?
Yeah, definitely. Just now to definitely keep that kind of a theme. You always just want to do as much charity that you can, because there's so many people that are in need, but you always want to try the people that you know are hurting, but that may not be the people that will ask you. Where I always try to say, try to use your instinct, where you just, those people that you know that are struggling, try to reach out, but definitely just now start just with the people that you care about, because I think that a lot of times we try to make it where we're looking, where we're searching basically to try to find that person, but we overlook the people that we care about, meaning you can't make a difference with others' lives just until you make a difference with everybody that you care for, meaning that start with your people and then definitely try to branch out from there.
Wow. I think what I'm going to do on Saturday over at Cielito Lindo, I'm going to find someone in line behind me and pay for the taquito and tell them that I'm celebrating Anthony Bourdain's life.
That's
Wonderful.
amazing.
So we are shutting out of here. The weekend is upon us. And if you know Anthony Bourdain quote, if you want to shout that out, and then we'll close.
Mary?
Well, I know I'll misquote just off the top of my head, so I'm going to skip on that one. As much as I would love to.
Definitely my favorite one. There are many, but just you learn a lot about someone when you share meals together, meaning that just try to just share as many meals with as many people that just now you can, because it's not about the food that you eat, but it's about the people that you have eaten with.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I love, I posted it on the last show with Danny, is he has a video where he talks about do what you love what you do.
Yeah.
And literally that has been my story for quite a while. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys seen a post yesterday from 4 years ago this week. I was up in Santa Cruz, California, which is another surf spot. And I met this gentleman who actually had his bucket list. So what are the chances I start a bucket list brand, and then, you know, like a year later, I meet this person, and now all these years later, I'm still doing this. And I actually had an ex-business partner who said, bucket list coach web show, it'll never work. Bucket list coach travel, it'll never work. So it definitely has worked. So follow your dream, continue, do not listen to the naysayers, and live your life to the fullest. We are here today, gone tomorrow, and make the most of that dash.
Hear, hear.
Absolutely. Cheers to that.
Okay, one more cheers. I'll put you in the green
Cheers to
room, and then
that.
we'll chat for you after.
Cool.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Anthony Bourdain. Woohoo! Well, there you go. You could follow us here on YouTube, especially on TikTok. You can see the links here, and definitely connect with all three of us, and stay tuned for some amazing things that I'm doing with Danny and Mary. And Mary and I are actually starting a cooking show. It'll be like once a month, maybe 2 times a month. We're still trying to figure out all the logistics for that. But there's Anthony Bourdain back there. Love the life you live continuously, no matter who is trying to tear you down. And as always, think of 5 people every single day to call or text to express gratitude, nothing to do with business, but just to say that you're loving on them and you're so grateful. So go out and live that dash. There's the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. Shaka, baby, and cheers.